Hello everybody and welcome to Portimao. This is the fourth race of season 4. If you haven't seen the previous one from Imola, go back and check that one out before you check this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. And as you can see, if you are eagle-eyed, we are running a new temporary livery just for a few races. I just quite liked that design that I knocked up. I had a few spare minutes and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try and knock up some concept designs. I liked that one, so I'm going to run it for a few races. But we are now here at Portimao trying to qualify, and Charles Leclerc just goes fastest. We're a couple attempts behind him, and that couple attempts proved to be the difference between 3rd and 11th. Right, into Q2 now, and unless I'm very much mistaken, it is starting to rain here, and that's the last thing we need as we exceed track limits, pushing very hard just to make sure we do not get caught out by the changing conditions, and that we do get a lap in that is good enough to be in the top 10. We set a lap that's good enough to be in the top 10. We're second quickest, but Verstappen on medium tyres. So he is going to start on the medium tyres. We're angling to start on the softs. And we're now into Q3. This is all about trying to get a lap time good enough for pole position now. As we go around the long right-handers that comprise the end of this lap. I do love this circuit. I do enjoy the challenge of Portimao, and we have gone on to a provisional pole position. Verstappen, however, has just outdone us. So for the last lap of the session, we are going to try and go even quicker. We're 6 tenths up on our previous lap, and that should be enough for pole. Is it enough for pole? Yes, it is. 1:13.9 again. Just a few tenths up on P2. This should be a good race for us.
As we head into the Grand Prix. The Formula One circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week, and it's preparing for what I expect to be a terrific race here in Portimao. .9 miles of track at Portimao, featuring 15 turns, 9 to the right and 6 to the left. There's a lot going on here, a lot of elevation changes that will affect the driver's braking and acceleration. Keep an eye out for the DRS zone on the final straight. That will be the setup for a lot of today's overtaking chances. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Joker lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, and Giovinazzi, Stroll, Ocon, Vettel, and Robert Schwartzman, Leclerc, Norris, George Russell, and Sainz, Lundgaard, Gasly, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Callum Ilott, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Markelov, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
I share the front row with Max Verstappen. That's a recipe for trouble if ever there was one. But we are on the grid, 33 laps to go. It's lights out and away we go. Got a bit of wheel spin there, but Max Verstappen also experiencing a bit of wheel spin. He's going to go down the inside, but I've been hit up the back by somebody. I didn't see who hit me there, but that's damaged my car. I think I've been hit up the back by a Mercedes. Verstappen also going into turn 1 very, very tight, and that cost him time. So that is the last thing we needed, but Yuki Tsunoda is out front, leading the way here. Tsunoda leads, we're second, Verstappen third, Giovinazzi and Stroll rounding out the most unlikely top 5 I have ever seen. And Tsunoda just, if anything, getting away from me a little bit there. Ricciardo is out of the race though, so is Ocon. The safety car is out, and this is why Bottas slowing down, and Ricciardo going into him, and Ocon going into Ricciardo. You see that there? Ricciardo into Bottas, Ocon into Ricciardo. 2 cars wiped out at the last corner. Right, back into the race. Tsunoda leading the way. We're in P2. I'm getting closer to him, but I'm nowhere near close enough to have a look up the inside of 1. And Verstappen just remaining in my rear there. Not letting me go too easily. And Jeff's telling me about fuel. It's fine though. I have plenty of fuel and I will make up the deficit by the end of the race. So nothing to worry about there, as I have a little look up the inside of Tsunoda, but that move was never going to be on. Verstappen in third, just not letting me go. And here we come onto a new lap now. I'm going to cover Verstappen. He tried to go to the inside, but I covered that. Now he's having a look at the outside, but he's not quite got the momentum after having to back out. We hold on to second, and of course, while we're doing this, that's allowing Yuki Tsunoda just to start building up his lead a little bit. I'm so busy watching and covering Verstappen that Tsunoda is stretching away out front. Right, Verstappen now having another look. He just went into me there. He just went into me. I hope he hasn't got damage to his car. I've got a little bit wide, but I've held P2 for now. Right. Round the right hand of Verstappen, trying to have a look round the outside there. That's never going to happen. And he's lost a little bit of momentum. Pierre Gasly now setting the fastest lap of the race. And Tsunoda has built the gap up to nearly, well, now it is 3 seconds. I'm still covering on Max Verstappen. Going to the inside, forcing him to take the outside. He's trying it, but we just have more momentum there. Okay, Verstappen now coming back at me, but we're going to cover him off around the double right-hander here. It's lap 10 out of 33. Still quite a long way to go in this race yet. And Tsunoda's just zooming away out front. Could this be the Japanese driver's day where he grabs his first win? We saw George Russell get his first. Is Tsunoda about to do the same thing? Oh, we've gone very wide round the left-hander there, but we're going to get the momentum out of the corner for doing so. Although Verstappen now trying to have a look round the outside there. That move is never going to work. We're just going to run him out, make him go wide, and force him to back out. That is exactly what we've done. You see there, Verstappen getting there, but then he doesn't have the grip, the turn-in grip to carry on, and we just force him out that little bit wider, which makes him back out. Okay, lap 12. Tsunoda has pitted. Me and Verstappen are now leading the way. I am doing everything I can to keep the lead, keep Verstappen from overtaking, and this is just allowing my teammate Leclerc to close in. Verstappen's going to try around the outside again, but same problem. He just doesn't have the turn-in grip or the traction from where he's positioning his car to out-drag me. So we hold on to the lead another lap. Verstappen now right on my rear as we go onto the pit straight. I've again covered. He's going to go to the outside line. Who's going to brake later into turn 1? It is going to be me. Verstappen trying to hold it out around the outside. Doesn't manage to do so. And you can see Leclerc pitting there as we cover Verstappen off aggressively in this replay. And we're just about able to keep the lead. Hard but fair racing going on between me and the Dutchman. Now Max has got the outside line. Is he going to be able to complete the move? He is ahead, but I've got the braking advantage down the inside. And Max Verstappen just not able to get in front as some of the others have pitted now. We are on lap 13 out of 33. And Max Verstappen, oh, I've got a bit wide though. That's going to allow Verstappen to look down the inside. We're going to be side by side going down the hill. And this is not where you want to be racing someone. We tag Max's back wheel. And Max still trying to go alongside me there. But we just hold it out around the outside. Look at this. This is not a place you see wheel-to-wheel racing. Round the left-hander, we just clip Max's wheel. And not intentionally, I just didn't know where he was going to go. But we still managed to hold it out. And we have pitted now. Tsunoda on the soft tyres. So Tsunoda will have to pit again. And that's a strategy that's going to ruin his race. Speaking of ruining races, Giovinazzi nearly got past me there. I had to run him out a little bit wide to ensure he didn't get through. We've got a yellow flag for a Mercedes. I think that might be... Is that Bottas? No, I think that's Lundgaard that's dropped out. That's Christian Lundgaard out of the race. Meanwhile, Bottas is ahead of us. He hasn't pitted yet. Tsunoda has pitted. We're now watching me on lap, what I think is 16. Just look at that drift! Oh! That drift action. For a moment, I was playing Dirt 5 as I head round the right-hander and just complete what I can only describe as the sexiest drift action I've ever seen. That was a drift and a half. But meanwhile, we've now got Max Verstappen back on me. He's on the hard tyres. I'm on the mediums. I'm trying to get the mediums to the end. And we've got a car coming out of the pits there. As I've gone deep. Verstappen's now gone through. I'm going to have to try and get him round the outside here. Verstappen is just ahead. But I'm now going to peek my car up the inside. And Max just backed out of that. I think if he'd have been a bit more aggressive, he might have been able to hold on to the lead there. And now the battle for the lead continues. But one thing that doesn't continue is this Haas driver's race. The Haas car pulling off. I do believe that is Nikita Mazepin. And, well, the battle between myself and Verstappen continues on lap 23. With 11 laps to go. This battle is intense, and it is going to go all the way to the flag. Verstappen trying his hardest to get through, just not finding a way through. Well, I've gone wide there. There might be an opportunity for him. No opportunity there. So he has to back out, and once again, he has to wait another lap to try and find a way through in this Portuguese Grand Prix. But Verstappen now going slowly. He's into the pits. So he must have some kind of problem with his car, because Verstappen going slowly and pitting in. That's a rotten luck for the Dutch driver then, and that has given me a safe lead for the rest of the race. And you know what? For the rest of the race, I was unchallenged. So whatever happened to Verstappen, I do not know. That wasn't as a result of myself, but I didn't go back and check what happened to him. But after 33 laps of this Portimao circuit, after not finishing the race in Season 3, in Season 4, we are going to come round the last two corners. Charles Leclerc in second place. So it is going to be another Joe H2O 1-2. But this time, I am leading it for my third win in 4 races.
Yes, guys, yes! Come on, boys.
Yes! Let's do this.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
That's it then for the Portuguese Grand Prix, and what a sensational victory they've managed to pull off here. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
A show-stopping performance from the three.
Well, that's not the way Verstappen would have wanted the race to end, but that's a brilliant ending for us. A third win in 4 races, but I've got to commend Tsunoda in that early stint. He was just He was like a rocket, and I think if he'd have had a better strategy,
So let's
he probably
review
would
the
have won the
updated
race. But
driver
it's a
stats.
Joe H2O
Joe
Racing
increases
1-2
their
there.
championship lead.
Lando
So,
Norris
Anthony
doing an
Davidson,
incredible
who would
job
you
to get on
rank
the
as your
podium.
driver of the
Then
day?
it's
I think
Russell
the
in
driver of
fourth,
the day, I'd probably
Stroll
pick
doing an
Lando Norris.
astounding job
He
for
lived up
Aston
to
Martin
every
in
inch of his
fifth.
reputation today, and I
Sainz
think he'll be
carrying
going
the
home
Ferrari
quite
team
rightly.
at the moment,
Proud
got to
of
be
him.
said.
It's
Then
time
it's
to see how
Gasly,
things
Bottas,
are shaping
Tsunoda
up
and
in the
Verstappen
Constructors'
finishing 10th with the
Championship.
fastest
The
lap.
current leaders
So I can
continue to
only
extend
imagine
their
when I
lead
was
at the
lapping
top.
a few back
Meanwhile,
markers,
Ferrari
Max
have
must have
improved their
tagged
position.
one.
A
So
strong
that's
weekend
unfortunate
them
for
as they
him.
fight their way towards
But
the top.
we extend the
Well,
lead
that's
in the
it then for another
championship. We're
fantastic
42
weekend of
points
racing.
ahead of
Thanks to
Russell
everyone who
and
joined us,
Leclerc in
and we'll
third
see you
on
for the next
44
one.
points behind. Then it's Norris, Verstappen and Sainz rounding out the top 6 of the championship, and Gasly rounding out the top 10. I've got to say though, Sainz really carrying Ferrari because he's on 28 points, and we've yet to see Schwartzman, who is his new Ferrari teammate, score a point. Our ex-teammate, so he's really having a disappointing run of it at the moment, it's got to be said. And Lundgaard and Bottas quite closely matched in Mercedes, but it's a shocking season for them so far. Both drivers outside the top 10. It's not what you'd expect of Mercedes at all, so we've really seen a changing of the guard here, and it seems to be all the Honda-powered teams other than McLaren that are really reaping the benefits right now, because you've got McLaren up there, we're up there, Red Bull and AlphaTauri who are making the top 4, Ferrari are 5th, thanks to Carlos Sainz. I mean, he must have a backache because he's carrying the team. Then it's Mercedes in 6th. Well, thank you for watching this race. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Till the next time, I've been Joe. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. TTFN, guys. Ta-ta for now.